Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. This is the video you wait for. It's the video best bets part 2. You got 2 best bets earlier from Tony Finn and Ralph Michaels. Now you're going to get them from Preston, Bryan, and myself. Let's start with you, Preston. You're going to go Big Ten action, Maryland.
It used to be.
It used to be. And Michigan and Maryland. Maryland getting a big number. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm taking plus 31 with Maryland. The numbers, it's pretty close. I think my number was like 28.5. So there's not a ton of value, from that regard. But I think the matchup suits them well. I love that Perry Hills came back at quarterback for them. He's a senior quarterback. Came back last week. I don't recall off the top of my head. They scored with Indiana, up into the 40s. Their offense is so much more dynamic with him. If you compare the games that he played and missed, I obviously think Harbaugh and Michigan, they're going to try to run it up as much as they can. They quote unquote struggled against Michigan State, at least what people expected of them. They're going to do what they can, but I think Maryland's going to be able to score with them. And if you look at the actual total for the game at 54, a spread of 31, you're looking at like a Maryland team total between like 10.5 and 12.5. And I absolutely think Maryland's going to be getting over that. And if that's the case, they're going to be scoring 31 quite a bit. Also, I have a lean to the over for the same reason. Just at 54, it's come down from 58, and I think there's value there. Last week against Indiana, the total was 54, and it cleared really easily. So this is a Maryland team I think it's a good buy now that it looks like Perry Hills is back healthy and able to run the offense for them. And you have a nice little added bonus. DJ Durkin, head coach of Maryland this year, doing a great job. He was a defensive coordinator for Harbaugh last year at Michigan, so he knows the personnel there, knows some of the system, and what they're going to try to do. And I don't think Harbaugh would let off the gas, but if he ever did, it might be in a game like this, against his colleague from just a year ago. So I like the Terps. Take the 31.
All right. You have anything you going this weekend you want to tell the listeners about?
No, nothing in particular. Just trying to win games this week versus last week we didn't. So just my general weekend packages.
You've had a great season. You're allowed to have a bad week. I know you got a little.
We love the nature of Twitter. Yeah.
We love Twitter. Yeah. Bryan, your best bet. You're bringing us a marquee matchup again here. We're going with Texas San Antonio at Middle Tennessee State. What are you looking at?
After last week laying some chalk, this week I'm taking a lot of it. And when I'm playing an underdog of this size, 20.5 at the moment, I want to play a team that's not likely to get blown out. And so far this year, the Roadrunners have only lost one game by 14 points. That's been the most they've lost all season. And they're also a team that gets off to pretty good starts. So I want a team that's not going to get blown out early. You saw this a couple weeks ago, Buffalo -4 in turnovers in the first half, never had a chance to come back. So I want a team that's going to keep it close in the first half, and the Roadrunners never allowed more than 21 first half points all season long to anybody. And Middle Tennessee has never led by more than 7 at halftime against anybody they've played. The last 2 weeks, the Blue Raiders won the turnover battle by a combined 5 against the 2 teams they played, but they only won those games by 6 and 7 points. So they're winning, but they've been very fortunate in that regard with the turnovers. So you see Middle Tennessee putting up a lot of points. Nobody's given any attention to this Roadrunners team. I think this is going to be a defensive game. I think when you're getting 20.5 points in what I would consider to be a lower scoring game, that's the way to go here, and I think we're getting a lot of value.
All right, good stuff. You got anything you want to tell the viewers?
Well, I don't have my game of the year. That's the good news. As I did lose last week on Wake Forest and that, which really hurt my winning percentage because we did go 3-4 on Saturday. But we're back this week. I like the card. Last week I thought was a good week for favorites. Favorites didn't perform well. This week I'm on a lot of underdogs, and obviously this is one of them I like here for the free play.
All right, good stuff. For my best bet, we're going to go to the NFL, and I'm looking at the Jets at Miami. And right now, the Jets, they've won 2 in a row, and I still think that they're underrated at this point because everybody still remembers that 4-game slide that they had during, right before this 2-game winning streak. But if you go back and dig a little bit deeper into that 4-game losing streak, they had played a stretch where they played 4 games on the road out of a 5-week stretch. The 4 teams that they lost to during that losing streak were all playoff teams from last year. Miami's won 2 in a row, and now you can say, hey, they're putting it together. The one common factor from the 2 wins for Miami, They upset the Steelers, so that looks really good. Then they upset Buffalo. That looks good. Both of those two teams, when they played them, their next game was the New England Patriots, where I think they caught both teams looking ahead. The Jets aren't going to look past Miami. Fitzpatrick back at quarterback. They brought Geno Smith in 2 games ago, lasted for like a quarter. He got hurt. He's back in. No turnovers last week. Got the job done in Cleveland. It was a dogfight. Your Browns, they can't win, but they don't quit. They stay in every ball game. But I like them here in Miami, and I know, trends a lot of times in the NFL doesn't mean anything, but as long as I can remember, the Jets have always played well in Miami. And if you go back and look, the last 21 times that they've played in Miami, they're 16-5 against the spread. And that's a lot of good Jet teams, and that's a lot of bad Jet teams. And there were some good Miami teams in the last 21. So for whatever reason, they like South Beach. So I'm going to go ahead and make it the Jets plus the 3.5. I just don't like Miami as a favorite. I'll take the Jets. I think we got, as you like to say, a live dog, Bryan. I think they win this game outright in Miami. And that is my best bet. You can check out my Weekend All Access package this weekend. Going to have a big play on Saturday. Like a college football game on Saturday will be a big play for us. Check it out. It'll be part of the Weekend All Access. You can get everything $69 Thursday through Monday, and that would include basketball that has started now. And if you want to save $100 on a 30-day or larger package, you can do so with coupon code BESTBET100. BESTBET100 takes $100 off any package 30 days or longer. Check it out at wagertalk.com. As always, best of luck this week. We'll be back next week here at wagertalk.com.